First story is titled, Am I the a-hole for not allowing my sister to see my son because of something she said months ago? I have two older siblings, my brother 32 and my sister 33. I am 21 and I found out I was pregnant last year. Everyone was more than happy for us and congratulated us. Everyone but my sister. My sister had to basically look after me and take on a third parent role and watch me on nights my parents worked or weekends they worked. Because of that, she blamed me and hated me because I was the reason she lost her childhood. I've apologized countless times to her because this topic came up frequently, but after a while, I gave up trying to make it up to her for something I had no control over. Over and over again, I get phone calls out of the blue for reminding me how much I messed her childhood up and had no remorse. By the way, shout out to all of you older siblings who are forced to grow up too soon and look after your little siblings. When I announced my pregnancy, my sister called me and ruined the moment by bringing up how she had to raise me, how she lost her childhood. Then she started talking about my unborn child, saying how I'm having my baby at an early age because I want him to raise his future little siblings like she had too. She continued in how I'd never make a good mom because I didn't grow up like she did. I finally had enough of her and went no contact. My son was born last month and everyone has got any chance to see him on FaceTime. My brother and parents were the only ones to see him in person. My sister got in contact with my brother and told him to tell me when she can see him. I told him to tell her she isn't allowed to see him because of the way she treated me when I was pregnant. I'm assuming she told our parents this because my dad wants me to let her see my baby. He said let bygones be bygones and stop living the past, and my mom agreed. My fiancé is on my side. My brother is more on her side and only thinks she should apologize for what she said about me being a bad mom, which she's refused to apologize for because she insists she did nothing wrong. I'm not too keen on letting her see him still. I feel like I'm being an a-hole by not allowing her to see him. Am I the a-hole? Editing to add, my brother also babysat me. He always said it wasn't as bad as my sister makes it out to be. Also adding, he didn't watch me as much as she did when he started to play sports. I barely remember my childhood days. I just know she stopped looking after me once I was 8 to 9. Now for the top comments. Not a a-hole. Your sister is understandably angry, but her anger is misplaced. She should be angry with your parents. Your parents forced her to give up her childhood to become a third parent to you. The things she has said to you are unacceptable. She should seek therapy and apologize to you. Your parents are on her side because she is blaming you for their abuse. It's your child and your choice who has a relationship with him. You have done nothing wrong. Congrats on your little one. Her anger is misplaced. This, you have pretty much gravelled at her feet for something you couldn't control because your parents probably don't give the same reaction you did. She's tormenting you because she sees you as an easy target. Stay strong and don't let her see your child until she either A, sincerely apologizes, no, I'm sorry you feel that way, or B, gets therapy for her issues. Not an a-hole. Edit to add, I would probably go low contact with your parents and brother if they keep pushing the issue. Guarantee the first time they watch your child, she will be right over there taking pictures holding them. Not to mention, her sister seems to spend all her free time harassing her for being born. Where are the parents with the whole let bygones be bygones then? Lol. It's clearly not bygones, but not through any fault of OP's. I agree that parentification is abuse as much as anyone, but she's seriously barking up the wrong tree, and her goal seems to be merely bullying OP and making her feel guilty for being born. I don't know what else she hopes to accomplish with all this nonsense. Not the a-hole. Your parents say, let bygones be bygones? They should tell that to your sister, not to you. This. Why are they giving free pass for OP's sister when was angry because OP stole her childhood that was years ago? Even though the parents were the one that parentified the sister. But when OP is angry at her sister for what she said, the parents are like, oh OP, you should just be forgiving about. Terrible parenting. Also, the audacity of the sister for saying she did nothing wrong after harassing OP non-stop. Not the a-hole, OP. Not the a-hole. Let me say it out loud, OP. You are not responsible for ruining her childhood. Your parents are. You are doing the right thing when you don't allow her to see your baby. You are a mother who is protecting her child. Your sister definitely has issues that she should deal with therapy and confrontation with your parents. She wrongly blames all of her issues, anger, resentment, and frustration onto you. Plus, she didn't apologize to you. She thought she was right. So if you allow her again in your life, her behavior toward you won't change at all. Focus on your family and keep people who are supporting you with only positive thoughts/attitude. Let your parents and brother know that they have to respect your no-contact decision. They have to stop pushing you. The family/let the past behind card is BS. Now for the next story. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister live with me after she said she wouldn't help with my kids? I am a single mother of 2 sons, 4 male and 1 male. 4 male is on a 50-50 custody schedule, while I have 1 male full-time. Different setups due to different dads. I live in our parents' old home, which they sold to me. My sister lost her job. She's asked if I'd let her live with me in her old room, starting in March and continuing until she finds a new job and her own place. She would be willing to contribute financially, but due to her current lack of income, it won't be much. The alternative is sleeping in our parents' sofa in their new house. My sister said she felt bad about not contributing, so I said, well, if you want to help out, I could use a hand. She asked what I needed, and I threw out the first thing I thought of, which is taking 4-year-old to his dad's place. It's not hard, but it's time-consuming, so if she wanted to drive him there, that would really help me. She said no, and asked if there was anything else. I said I have a childminder come here for a couple hours on Friday while I run errands, so if she wanted to take over for that, it would save me some money. And she again said no, saying she wanted as little to do with the boys as possible. I then said she can't have no interaction with my kids at all. They live here, and she said that she doesn't like kids, so she doesn't want to deal with them. I asked her what she'd do if there was an emergency and I needed her to do something child-related as one-off, and she said that clearly that wouldn't be an issue because I've been doing fine by myself so far, and that my girlfriend, ex, or our parents could help. I then said that as none of those people live with me, I would like to know that in an emergency I could rely on her as she would be the other adult in the house, particularly as 4-year-old has been to A&D a few times recently. I made clear that I wouldn't take the piss, but in an emergency situation, I need to know that she'd help me. She said that I could rely on her, just not for kid stuff. I then said I'm not sure living together is the best idea, and suggested she talk to our parents again about taking their sofa. She asked if this was because of the kids, and I said it was. She said that I was unreasonable, as I wouldn't expect this from any other roommate, but that I was being an a-hole over a hypothetical scenario which could very easily never happen, and that I have plenty of support in the form of my ex, parents, and girlfriend, so I don't need extra help from her, and that it's selfish of me to ask and deny her use of her old room over it. I said it's my guest room, and I need to know that if she's living with me, I can rely on her in a crisis. She said it's not her job to parent my kids, and I said it's also not her job to hate kids so much that she wouldn't help with her own nephews while living with them. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. She said that it was unreasonable as I wouldn't expect this from any other roommate. Yeah, because any other roommate would pay the required rent. So yeah, not the a-hole. Sister wants discounted rent and willing to pitch in with compensating responsibilities and can't even be relied upon in a family emergency. Then tries to guilt trip when OP says no. This makes sister an a-hole. If any stranger off the street tried to move in on those terms, they'd be laughed away. It's not her job to parent your kids, and it's not your job to give her a cheap or even free place to live. Not the a-hole. I think this comment is fair and balanced. Also, if it was a stranger off the street, Opie wouldn't let them move in because of her kids. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Any other roommates would be paying you full rent, their share of utilities, and pay for their own food. Unless she's willing to do that, she can't claim any other roommate status. And on top of that, I doubt she even wants a roommate. The next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for refusing to just skip a day of my commitment to 20,000 steps a day just to prove something to my sister-in-law? 5 years ago, I made a commitment to get at least 20,000 steps every day, and I've stuck to it every day. It hasn't been easy, but it's something that really felt important to me. I was fat and stuck in a very sedentary lifestyle and mindset. Making the commitment forced me to get off my butt, taking long walks and then picking up running, and overall being mindful of no longer being a lazy person. I've slimmed down, and I'm overall much happier and healthier than I was, physically and especially mentally. Other side effects are that my home is cleaner, I know more of my neighbors, I've seen a lot of great street art, etc. It's not something that really impacts my day beyond making sure I have the time, but for some reason, it really pisses my sister-in-law off. I don't make a big deal yelling, "Gotta get my steps in every day. Hey everyone, my steps, getting them," or anything. We were at the park with her kids. She asked me if I was still doing that silly step thing, and I said yeah. I felt pretty good about it. She said that she worries about me and how obsessive I am about it. I told her that I don't think I'm obsessive, that it's just part of my daily routine, like taking a shower or cleaning up. Well, she got all weird and started saying, "I bet you can't give it up for just one day. Just one day. See, you're addicted. It's an obsession. It's unhealthy." I told her that I'm not addicted. Again, the same way I'm not addicted to taking a shower or brushing my teeth. It's just a part of my lifestyle now. That I'm not going to give up and break my streak just to prove a point. That would be ridiculous. I suggested maybe she could join me and try it for a few days, and she went off saying that I was calling her fat. She went around pestering everyone in the family to challenge myself by taking a day off. She switched her tune and is now trying to guilt me by telling me it's setting a bad, unrealistic expectation for my nieces and nephews. I think that's ridiculous, and obviously if I'm doing it, it's not unrealistic. Her biggest complaint is that, for the past few holiday meals we've had together, I make a big show of getting up and taking a walk afterwards, like I'm trying to prove something to someone. I told her that's pretty common, and that some families go on runs together in the morning for Thanksgiving or take a hike. She told me that I was effectively shaming everyone because they wanted to relax. I think that's ridiculous, but she insists that it's insulting to everyone and makes me an obsessed a-hole. Am I the a-hole? I think it's worth adding that my sister-in-law isn't fat. At least I don't see her as fat or overweight or anything. Also, I don't have an eating disorder and I'm not replacing one addiction with another, so please stop projecting that onto me. You people are trying to come up with these insane hypotheticals to try to gotcha me, because for some reason you want me to have an eating disorder. So let me clarify one last time, and I won't be acknowledging any comments insinuating that I need to reflect or whatever. I do not have an eating disorder. I do not have an exercise addiction. So now that we have that out of the way, time for the top comments. Not the a-hole. Beyond the fact that is your body and your choice, your sister-in-law needs to mind her own damn business. If anything, you're setting a good example to the kids. It's a healthy and low-impact way of exercise. Not the a-hole. You do realize you're the one who's decided to launch a full-out campaign against me, literally putting one foot in front of the other, right? I don't know what your issue here is, but I refuse to make it mine, so drop the subject, please. If she won't, then just reiterate that you're not discussing this with her, and block/mute/make alternate socializing plans, or be prepared to leave if she starts in as necessary. This is 100% about her insecurities, which is why she is accusing you of doing this to judge others, rather than because it is good for you. Not the a-hole. She got all weird and started saying, "I bet you can't give it up for just one day. Just one day. See? You're addicted. It's an obsession. It's unhealthy. Maybe she should go a day without drinking any fluids. I bet she can't give that up for just one day. She's addicted." Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my sister at my wedding? I'm a 20-year-old female from the UK who got engaged a year ago. My husband-to-be is amazing, and his family has also accepted me without any issues. The problem is my family. I grew up as the oldest, with one younger sister. We'll call her Abby. Now, whilst my parents deny it, Abby has always been the favorite. I don't fully know why, but from what I can tell, it's because she is more normal. She doesn't play video games. She doesn't watch anime. She's not nerdy, and she was popular in school. Aside from being the favorite, Abby also has a huge ego and always wants to be the center of attention. For example, my family went for a meal out to a restaurant for my 18th birthday. The whole time, the attention was directed on Abby, whilst I sat there mostly in silence, ignored by my family. Whenever I tried to speak, I was ignored or the topic was quickly redirected to my sister. I don't want the whole spotlight on me, but I at least want to be spoken back to when I'm trying to talk. I just drank a few cocktails and went to bed that night feeling a little hollow. It didn't feel like a celebration, just that I was obligated to be there to listen to Abby ramble on. A year later, I got engaged on the day after my 19th birthday. The next time I visited my parents, they took us out for a meal to celebrate the engagement. No Abby present. This meal was actually very pleasant, and I was hopeful for a better relationship with my parents. However, by the next visit, it was back to normal. And by that point, my sister was in a relationship, which was short-lived, so the attention was on her and her boyfriend. Every single visit after that has been about my sister, her boyfriend, or her breakup from said boyfriend. Me and my future husband are now planning our wedding. We intend to have the wedding in a few years when I've graduated and the virus has passed, but have begun formulating a guest list, color themes, etc. My sister is already beginning to pose an issue. She expects to be a bridesmaid, but is refusing to accept the dress color I've picked. I also intend on letting the bridesmaids pick their own dresses so long as they're the same color. My sister refuses this also and expects me to buy her an expensive luxury bridesmaid dress. She's also nitpicked at other things and speaks as if the wedding is for her. I don't want her to come if she's going to cause problems or become the center of attention. This wedding is the only day I want specifically for myself and my partner. However, I know it'd cause an uproar in my family to not allow her to come to the wedding or to not have her as a bridesmaid. I'm not sure what to do. And whilst my partner and his family say it's my choice and not to worry, I still fear the conflict that may arise if I chose not to let her come. Or if I'm being unreasonable and should give her a chance. Am I the a-hole? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. Your wedding, your guests, your decisions. If the people ask don't like them, then they have two choices. Accept and come, or don't accept and don't go. It's very simple. I would explain what you want. And if she doesn't want to join in, then explain she wants to be a bridesmaid and can just be a guest and sit with everyone else, or not come. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for your response. It's not easy where family is concerned. My wedding was just me, my missus, and two friends. We didn't invite family as they had started to interfere, and it was getting bigger than we wanted. My mother-in-law never said congratulations, and has always been a bit funny about it to me. But my wife enjoyed the wedding, which is the main thing in my opinion. Yeah, I just wanted to be amazing for my partner and I and to splurge a little on the honeymoon. However, are using it as an opportunity to invite overseas friends to join us. We never wanted to have a big wedding and won't go near to my max limit of guests. And all our friends are introverted and only louder and open when with people they're close to. My sister is the outlier. And that's the end of this video, folks. As always, leave a comment and hit like and subscribe. And if you want more of this content, turn your notification on to get updated on the latest videos. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe.